D.H. Kerby. I'm a poet and a journalist, and I've written a book called Vilnyanskaya, It Must Be Ours, which you can get through the University of Pennsylvania Library. The advantages of being a fool. Being a fool, one can be publicly disbelieved while being privately believed. Being a fool, one can get away with speaking truths which others can't speak. Being a fool, one can tell the king the truth at court when others would be beheaded for the same words. Being a fool, one can be as wise as one is. I'm at work on a book called A Year in Paris and an Ordeal in Bangkok, and I'm going to read two selections from a section of that book called How I Came to Suffer in the Land of Smiles. If an indigent man is not crazy before he becomes indigent, indigence itself will make him crazy. Various facts are on their way into Thai history, U.S. history, and world history. And there is, of course, the inevitable filtering and sifting process by which political power seeks to alter the future's view of the past. It is undeniable that political power has taken human life in the course of such processes, and that it may still. A good historian, journalist, or poet of witness seeks to undo this filtering and sifting and to lay bare what history is in itself. The postmodernists and those influenced by them, I think of Lynn Cheney, might try to maintain that there is no such thing. Such a philosophy of history aids and abets massive political murder, and is anathema to the kind of progressive memory which has the power to short-circuit cycles of political violence and retribution. This next section is called Scenes from My Long March. Sitting on a wall in Bangkok, dangling my feet below me as countless fools and village idiots have done throughout history, I shouted out to anyone listening, "Mothers, tell your children, never go to work for the CIA." Resting had by then long seemed to me utterly unsafe. Yes, in those Bangkok streets, I slept only when at the point of absolute exhaustion, only when I was unable to put one excruciatingly injured foot in front of another. It had seemed that if I stopped to rest, I would be killed. A true forced march of the mind lasting 8 days and nights. All the while, I'm sure, the tentacles of the U.S. Embassy were all around me, because I had presented myself there, indigent, confronting a consular officer through the bulletproof glass about CIA torture and other Bush administration war crimes. Why did I do this? Because having absolutely nothing, no material wherewithal whatsoever, and confident that I would receive no help from the embassy, I felt a powerful desire to manifest what I did retain, what one always retains, one's conscience. Now, this is called a non-fiction poem they will try to deconstruct. The killings and tortures, we are told, never happened, and the secret unmarked grave sites of interest to forensic anthropologists who received multiple death threats against themselves and their families. A deliberate fog of war we must pierce if we are to have a lasting peace. Truths necessary to national reconciliation. Truths in my life necessary to forgiveness. A cardiac syringe brandished against me as I lay in 4-point restraint upon returning from Nicaragua. I was in solidarity with under the Sandinistas. I cannot seem to document, no matter how hard I try. A tray with medical implements held by men in scrubs inside the Taiwanese embassy in Bangkok. quote, David, we've arranged some help for you, end quote. I was told as I glimpsed impending non-consensual surgery in my future at a diplomatic dinner party. I also cannot document, no matter how hard I try. Can no one see that if it can happen to me and not be documented, everyone is less safe from it? The security official at the same embassy saying to me forever, execution will be immediate, stand over there. What security official? What threat of execution? That's the end of that, and I'm glad I got through that. Okay. Then this very brief one is called Heroes and Murderers. I ruminate on the socially acceptable, even highly honored forms of homicide in distinction to the socially contemned killings, the heroes of wars and revolutions on the one hand, and the common murderers on the other, the way history tends sometimes to substitute the one for the other, to transform the one into the other, the way as regimes fall, their heroes sometimes become public enemies. This is called for Carol. Carol, I am nearly beside myself with joy, and you are the reason. Bliss, such as I have never known before. Sweetness, when we touch, our poor long-suffering planet melts away into nothingness in your embrace, and I am free. How could I not have known that you were, as you wrote, out there somewhere, hoping that I find my way back to you? How could I have been so blind to your true love 2 decades ago? It matters so much less now because I have come home from the world to you. I was full of stories, but without an anchor, without a star to steer by. You, your tender arms, the curve of your spine as you lie beside me, so far superior to the various diameters of the globe, to the latitudes and longitudes of misery and hunger where I have been residing. You, I lay my head across your chest and am no longer possessed by the electronic oracles of our age, the televisions and radios and all the front pages displaying human want and war. To you I have come home always and everywhere. You are my home, you are my heart, you are my song, you are the victory of love over suffering. And the last poem is for a man who was a friend of mine. He's still a friend, we've just been out of touch for a while. And it's entitled For Norman Yangeni. Norman, I remember the old ladies, some from Guguletu, some from Kailicho, some from Soweto, all so proud of their sons, even proud sometimes that they were in prison. Mama Africa, mother of us all, I see her smiling down on you as you stand on the hard, dusty ground of Darfur. Norman, I know what you are doing, and I am writing this to acknowledge it. One-time fighter for Umkhonto Sizwe, long-time prisoner of a racist fascist dungeon, truth and reconciliation bore you the sweet fruit of amnesty from the new government of your glorious, beautiful land. A land you and your comrades liberated. Norman, you are now military attaché for South Africa to the African Union, and you are doing the work of a Nkosi. Did you know that in Cape Town I fell in the deepest love of my life with your struggle? Colonel Norman Yangeni, you will stop them, you will save them. You will fight like the tiger that you are, and you will do for Darfur something which will make your country and your people and all of the people of this poor, long-suffering planet lift their heads, their hearts, and be proud.